In this video, we got another episode of the Start Bench Cut series. Basically, I'll put out a tweet on my Evan Tanaka Twitter. You guys can see X Evan Tanaka. I'll say something along the lines of another episode of Start Bench Cut dropping tomorrow. So let me know 3 players down below, and then you guys will comment down below, reply, whatever you want to call it, with 3 different players. And then in this video, I'll be going through all these 3 different cards and telling you guys which player I would start, which player I would bench, and then which player I would cut. If you guys also want to let me know in the YouTube comment section down below, let me know 3 players down in the YouTube comments. Like, for example, give me I don't know, Tim Thomas, Zion, and LeBron, and I'll tell you guys, which player I would start, which player I'd bench, and then which player I would cut. So first, I guess response here from Cat. He says Wang, Kareem, and D-Rob at the 5. For me, this one's going to be very simple. I would start David Robinson, bench Kareem, and then cut Wang ZZ. Now, I will say this Wang card is actually a lot better than what most people would think. He's a very good diamond center. He's got 7'5" wingspan. He's 7 foot, and he can knock down the 3 ball at a very high level. Just for me, he's not on the same level as guys like Kareem and D-Rob. And then comparing D-Rob and Kareem, I think D-Rob basically does everything Kareem does except for rebounding, but he's got a way better jump shot and a way higher 3 ball. So for me, I would start D-Rob, bench Kareem, and then cut Wang. Next one is Tim Thomas, Zion, and Tatum. I think that's actually the thumbnail of the video, so that's a perfect one from Ice. So Tim Thomas easily going to start, obviously the best small forward in my team, not even close. He's the best card in my team, so easily going to be starting. Now between Zion and Tatum, I do actually want to quickly compare the cards, because after the Evo, I think it's a way closer debate than it was before. If you guys don't know, Tatum got an Evo up to basically a 9-day Galaxy Opal. It shows dark matter on 2KDB, but it's actually a Galaxy Opal, and he becomes a really good small forward, a lot better than he was before. So height and wingspan, I'd give that a little bit to, I mean, it's pretty balanced, because yes, Tatum's a little bit taller, but Zion's also got, way more weight, and that does, have a factor, with a lot of stuff in my team. So I'd say player model wise, height and wingspan are going to be very similar. Stats wise on the offensive end, I mean, honestly, I think it's close, but I might give it to Zion because he's got plus 10 block, plus 4 interior defense, which does make a massive difference. He's got a plus 20 standing dunk, which is really nice to have on pretty much any card in the game. 3 ball wise, yes, he does have a little bit higher of a 3 ball for Tatum, but not that much of a difference. And then speed also goes to Zion, and speed with ball as well. So stats are very close. I would probably like to say Zion is a little bit better stats wise. Badges wise, obviously Zion's gonna have tons of finishing ones like Hall of Fame bully, masher, posterizer. Probably has Hall of Fame posterizer. And then when it comes to shooting badges, that's obviously where Tatum's gonna be a little bit better, having Hall of Fame catch and shoot, guard up, limitless range, agent 3, deadeye, mini magician, volume shooter. So definitely clears Zion in the shooting badges department. And then defensively, I mean, Zion does have a little bit better ones, but honestly not that big of a difference. Playmaking wise, also Tatum and Zion both have Hall of Fame clamp breaker and quick first step as well. So to me, it's a very close debate badges wise. I would say Tatum probably has a little bit better badges. And then when you come to the animation screen, this is probably where I'd say Zion is a little bit better, because he's got a better size up with the Steve Francis size up compared to the Tatum size up. They both have the MJ dribble style. I know it says pro, for some reason it's just not updating on 2KDB, but after the Evo, Tatum now has MJ dribble style and his jump shot on quick timing, but Zion's also got a better base. He's got the O-shape reset base on quick timing. So for me, and he does have the normal leaner as well, which I think Tatum doesn't. So for me, I think Zion is slightly better than Jason Tatum, but a very close debate. So I would start Tim Thomas, bench Zion, and then cut Tatum. Next one is going to be Penny at the 1, Penny Hardaway, Magic Johnson, and Don Ole. Now this is going to be a very controversial one for me. I do think Don Ole is the best point guard in the game. I would start Don Ole, and then between Penny and Magic, I think it's a very close debate, and it really comes down to preference, which jump shot you like more, what you kind of value more, offense or defense. And I like having my point guard to be a little bit better on the offensive end, so I would start Don Ole, bench Penny Hardaway, and then cut Magic Johnson, which I know is going to be a little bit crazy to a lot of people. If you guys have been watching my channel, you'll know I'm not really the biggest fan of this Magic card. I do understand how good he is because he's 6'9" and plays really good defense, but I'm gonna say start Don Ole, bench Penny Hardaway, and then cut Magic. At the 2, Kobe, MJ, JR. Once again, a pretty, I guess, close one, you could say. For me, I think it's between Kobe and JR for starting. I'm really not the biggest fan of MJ. I'd most likely cut him. I just feel like his jump shot is a little bit too slow. Between Kobe and JR, though, I think it's a very close debate, because if we look at J.R. Smith here, I mean, he probably does have the better jump shot, I would say. It's probably pretty close though. Jump shot wise, they both have their jump shots on quick. I would say Kobe's movement is maybe a little bit better. Defensively, Kobe's a lot better as well. So I would probably say start Kobe, bench JR, and then cut MJ. But I do think J.R. Smith and Kobe is a very close debate. At the 5, Tim Duncan, Kareem, and David Robinson. Probably the top 3 centers in the game until tomorrow when we'll probably get a Galaxy Yao Ming. For me, this one's very easy though. Start David Robinson, bench Kareem, and then cut Tim Duncan. Now, I think you could honestly make an argument for Tim Duncan playing over Kareem, but for me, I like Kareem a little bit more. I think D-Rob and Kareem are the 2 best centers in the game. Let's do the 3 dark matters: Larry, Julius, and Tim. This one is a little bit interesting because they're not all at the same position, but this one is very easy in my opinion. Dr. J starting, Tim Duncan benching, bench Tim Duncan, and then cut Larry Bird. Larry Bird, even though his stats are really nice, I mean, his animations are just absolutely god awful. Like, he is terrible. He has a terrible jump shot. It's super slow. He has no good dribble sigs, doesn't have the normal leaner. So this animation page just absolutely makes his card look terrible. Yes, I understand stats and badges wise, he does have some really good stats, but he's not even that fast. Like, only 87 speed, 87 acceleration. He only has an 80 driving dunk. So it's not like his stats are like perfect, like 95 driving dunk, 95 speed. Like, if those were his stats, he might be a little bit better. But for me, honestly, start Dr. J, easily the best dark matter in the game, bench Tim Duncan, and then cut Larry Bird. At the 2, Dr. J, Terry, and Kazi. In my opinion, the 3 best shooting guards in the game, and it's really a toss-up. I will say, even before I give my start bench cut, it is a very close debate and a very much of a toss-up. Like, you could really say any of these guys are the best shooting guards. For me though, after using, you know, a decent amount of these cards, like in game and unlimited and clutch time, I would say probably it's between Dr. J and Terry for starting. Now, it's a very close debate. I would start Terry Dishinger, bench Dr. J, and then cut Kazi Russell. Not saying Kazi Russell's a bad card at all. Like I said, you could really make an argument for Kazi being the best shooting guard in the game. For me though, I think Kazi is not undersized, but I like having my shooting guard be a bit taller and have a bit better of a player model. Kazi does feel kind of short and kind of small at the shooting guard spot. And then between Dr. J and Terry Dishinger, I think they're very close cards and very similar. I would say they're basically the same card, except Terry's an inch taller and has a faster jump shot. That's pretty much it, and a little bit better dribble sigs as well. So I like Terry's movement a little bit more, and his jump shot is a bit quicker. So that's the main difference between Dr. J and Terry Dishinger. So like I said, start Terry, bench Dr. J, and then cut Kazi Russell. For the point guard position, Shea, Mitchell, and Drew. This one's a very close debate because I know this might be surprising to a lot of people. I'm going to start Donovan Mitchell. Now, I know a lot of people would disagree with that, but I'm going to start Donovan Mitchell, and I want to compare Shea and Drew because that's the 2 guys I would either bench or cut, and I think I'm leaning towards Drew Holiday because I've heard some really, really good things about him, but I might keep Shea on the bench because he is 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan. So height, wingspan, player model definitely goes to a guy like Shea. If you look at stats wise, I mean, Drew Holiday is a lot better on the defensive end. Driving to the basket wise, Shea is going to be a decent amount better. I would say stats wise probably goes to Shea overall, but I would say actually it's pretty close, and I would honestly almost like to give the edge to Drew Holiday because of the defense. So yeah, stats wise, I would say Drew Holiday is a decent amount better stats wise just because of the defensive stats. And then badges wise, I mean, they're very close as well. I mean, Shea does have Hall of Fame claim breaker and quick first step, which is definitely a big difference, but on the defensive end, that's obviously where Drew Holiday is going to, have the big advantage. Hall of Fame challenger, clamps, glove, pick dodge, or anchor. So honestly, is it crazy to say that Drew Holiday might be a better point guard than Shea because they both have their jump shots on quick? The main difference is Shea's doesn't have the normal leaner, but has the MJ dribble style. So it's a very toss-up in my opinion. It's a very close debate between Shea and Drew Holiday. I don't know, man. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below. Who would you guys take between Drew and Shea? I think for a lot of people, they'd probably just like start Shea, bench Drew, and then cut Donovan Mitchell. But I'm a big fan of D-Mitch. I like his cards in my team, and I do think he's the second best point guard in the game, or actually probably number 3 behind Penny Hardaway. For me though, I'm gonna start Donovan Mitchell, bench Drew Holiday, and then cut Shea. I think it's a very close debate between honestly all 3 of them, and once again, just like the shooting guards, you could really have any of them starting and any of them getting cut as well. At the 3, season LeBron, Giannis, or Tim. I'm assuming he means Tim Duncan. I'm assuming he means Tim Thomas, not Tim Duncan. Tim Thomas, easily the best, like I said, card in the game, gonna be the starting small forward. And then between LeBron and Giannis, I think it's a very close debate, and I do think LeBron is actually better at the small forward spot. Even though I think Giannis is potentially a better card than LeBron, I do think LeBron just plays a little bit better at small forward. So for this one, I would start Tim Thomas, bench LeBron, and then cut Giannis, which is kind of crazy to cut Giannis. Next one is going to be Dwight, KP, and Wang ZZ. At the center position, it's really between Kristaps and Wang. I mean, honestly, I don't think Dwight Howard's that great at the center position, so I think right away, I'm going to be cutting Dwight Howard because this Wang ZZ card is actually super nice at the center position. Between him and Kristaps, I do want to do a quick comparison because I think it's very close and a lot closer than people people would assume, because player model and height wise, I mean, they're very similar. They're basically going to give you the same like height and wingspan. Kristaps is going to be a little bit taller, but Wang ZZ does have the better player model. Stats wise, I mean, honestly, it goes to Wang, right? I think Wang's got better stats. I mean, it's not by a lot, right? Like only +2 speed, +2 acceleration. But if you look across the board, he's actually got better stats than Kristaps, which is crazy to say because he's also a decent amount better rebounding wise, which is obviously really nice to have. And then badges, I mean, other than Hall of Fame Limitless and Deadeye, he does have Hall of Fame Brick Wall post lockdown. Is pretty nice to have on your center. I would say badges are very close as well. So for me, it just really comes down to whose jump shot you prefer. That's pretty much it. And Kristaps' jump shot, I think, is a little bit better. So that's why, I mean, I will say he does. Wang ZZ does have the normal leaner. I don't know. It's a really close debate between Kristaps and Wang. I think you could really start either of them. I would start Kristaps though, bench Wang ZZ, and then cut Dwight Howard. But like I said, a very, very, very close debate between Kristaps and Wang ZZ. Next one is going to be Joe Smith, AD, and Ibaka. I'm assuming he means that the power forward spot. I would probably start Anthony Davis, bench Joe Smith, and then cut Ibaka. I would much rather run Joe Smith at small forward though, I will say. But I do think he's still probably better than a guy like Ibaka. Luka, Tatum, and Jokic. Does he mean real life? I think he must mean real life, so I'm not going to answer that one. Tatum's, Terry, and Zion. He means at the small forward position. I think Terry's really good at shooting guard, but I don't think he's the best at small forward, so I'd probably start Zion, bench Tatum, and then cut Terry Dishinger. Just play Terry at the 2. He's going to be a lot better at the shooting guard spot. Zion, LeBron, and Tatum. I think we did something very close. I think Zion would definitely be starting, and then it really comes down to between LeBron and Jason Tatum, and I think I'm going to slightly give the edge to a guy like Jason Tatum, even though I love LeBron in real life and his cards in my team. Like I said, I think it's a very close debate, but I'm gonna start Zion, bench Tatum, and then cut LeBron. And then last one here, guys, is going to be Donovan Mitchell, Lonzo, and Drew. And once again, just like Shea, I think you could really go either way because Lonzo potentially could be better than a guy like Drew Holiday. But for me, I would start Donovan Mitchell, bench Drew, and then cut Lonzo Ball. But like I said, guys, let me know in the comment section down below 3 different players, and I'll tell you guys which player I would start, which player I'd bench, and then which player I would cut. But hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.